I've just finished watching the 45-minute Starfield presentation from yesterday, and my goodness, it looks fantastic. If this game does not win Game of the Year, how can you screw up this? I mean, this game is phenomenal. You would think it was built specifically for me. It's just got my name written all over this game. Exactly the kind of stuff that I love. It's got bits of No Man's Sky, Elite Dangerous. It's got some Fallout stuff in. It even has stuff from like Oblivion, the fanboys back. If you haven't played Oblivion, you'll not know what I'm on about. But there's loads of things from games that I've really enjoyed all thrown into this. And the gunplay looks good. The ship combat looks good. The ship building looks good. And even the character creation looks good in this. It looks great, this whole game. It looks massively immersive. Huge for exploration. And guys, take a month off work when this comes out if it's good, because this is just going to blow people away if it's delivered the way they said. And that's the big question mark, isn't it? Because we're in 2023. This is Bethesda. Are they going to deliver what we've... It's so easy using smoke and mirrors to make a game that's awful look great just by sound bites and clips and highly edited footage. So we don't know. But I'm going to predict that this game is going to be fantastic. I haven't learnt my lesson yet, obviously, and I'm gonna nail my colours to the mast, and I'm going to call this probable Game of the Year. Because what I've seen today in the last 45 minutes blew me away. It really did. So let's have a little bit of a deep dive into this, and let's see what I saw. So there's your character creation. Looks pretty decent. You start with a base face, and just take it from there. I'm not really bothered that much. It's single player, so who cares? I'll probably just make some old guy with a tash and a beard, and that'll be me done. Now, you're not kind of shoehorned into any particular style of play. You can be what you want to be in this. It's very sandboxy, this game, and I love that. It does have main quests and side quests all over the place, and 1,000 planets to explore, although they did say most of them planets are uninhabited, which means they'll just be resource collection places. You'll probably be able to set up outposts on them, because you can build an outpost in this game, which looks really cool and immersive, and you can have resources auto-gathered from a certain place using outposts, providing, of course, you crew that. So like I say, most of the planets obviously aren't going to be highly colonized, because it would just be an impossible thing for 1,000 planets to be highly colonized, and that's never going to happen. But there are a lot of planets that you can visit. There's quests on these planets. There's loads of people to meet, loads of interactions, big cities and things like that. So it is going to be really, really immersive and good in that sense. Now, to get around, you've got your spaceship, which you can build yourself, and they're totally modular by the looks of it. You can upgrade them generically just by saying, oh, I want that gun on there, that gun on there. Or you can just pull it apart and rebuild it any way you want. There'll be some crazy designs out there, I'm quite sure. And I, for one, I'm definitely going to rebuild my own spaceship when I've got enough money to have it the way I want it to look. The space combat in this, which looks really decent. You've got a lot of the systems from Elite Dangerous. You've got your power management for shields, engines and weapons, which is essential in these kind of games. So you can juggle where you need the power initially. Although they didn't really mention it, but I'm assuming your speed will affect your rate of turn and things like that. So we'll see how that goes when we actually get hands-on and start actually playing it. But it does look decent. What I didn't see... so I'm going to assume it's not in, because they would have made a big deal of this if it was. I didn't see any takeoffs or landing manually controlled like you would in Elite, where you're docking at space stations and all that. And that's a shame, because that is highly immersive gameplay when you're actually piloting the ship yourself in for a landing, having to line everything up. I just love that in Elite. It's fantastic. Which also makes me wonder, is there hot ass support for this? Because a lot of this was shown on Xbox. And so, I don't know. There was no mention of it. I hope there is, even though I can't actually use a hot ass now because of my arm. I can't rotate it enough to do it. But for all those people that can, you really want a hot ass for this. It might get modded in, who knows. Let's talk about the gunplay. There's a ton of weapons in this. There's for stealth players, silenced weapons, there's sniper rifles, there's huge chain guns. There's all kinds of weapons in this, and the weapon play, the gunplay looks phenomenally good. Especially if you've got the jetpack, which I'm clearly going to be getting as one of my perks. I'll be having that jetpack because it looks just phenomenal, just jetpacking over enemies, shooting them, or throwing mines at them as you're going over them. I didn't see X-ray vision, which is great, but I did see thermal imaging, which I'm worried about because maybe that is going to be X-ray vision. I just hope they don't. We don't need to see enemies through the fucking walls. It'll spoil it. I don't want to know where the enemies are. I want to walk round the corner and go, oh, fuck. You know, I don't want to go, I know you're behind the corner because I can fucking see you. I don't want that. Please stop ruining games with wall hacks. Please stop. Because the gunplay in this does look good. It just doesn't need ruining. It just doesn't. I just really like the meatiness of the weapons and the impact that they have on people. And it looks like there's quite a bit of first-person shootery in this game, especially with perks that you can select, traits where mercenaries will stalk you as well. That bit looks great. I can't wait to do that. I'm going to be a badass bounty hunter, probably with maybe a side thing going for... I don't know what I'm going to be, but I'm excited about what I could be in this game. It's got me juices bubbling, guys. It really does. Just building the ships, the gunplay, them are the two things that's really got me going. But let's talk about the planets. They look absolutely gorgeous. They look really good, and you can, as they said, you can travel to that mountain over there. It's not just a backdrop. It's the same in this. What you can see, you can go to, which I really like because that is another level of immersion. There's loads of different creatures that inhabit these places. Some of them are dangerous, some of them are placid. But just walking around these places is just going to be so good on different planets, just seeing different things, looking for resources. Guys, the immersion, I just got immersion as I was watching this game. This is what games should be like. I'm just so hopeful that this game is as good as it looks and as good as it sounds. I mean, just the options in space combat to dock with an enemy ship, board it in first person, kill the crew and nick their spaceship. You can steal their spaceship. It becomes yours. You can either probably sell it or put it in one of the spaceports and use it whenever you want. What a great feature that is. They did give a little bit about the story, how you have to team up with these kind of like archaeologists. We're looking for these alien fragments. So that's probably going to form a big part of the main storyline of this game. It didn't say where it's going to end up, obviously, thank goodness as well. I just want to discover that. But for me, playing a game like this is not going to be so much as belting through the main story. It's going to be living the experience. It's going to be about living your character, having professions to get rich and get bigger spaceships and setting up outposts on different planets to get more money coming in, making friends with the right people, double-crossing the wrong people, getting into a bit of trouble, having a bit of a bounty on your head. I hope all that's in the game. It looks like it may be, but we won't know until we actually start playing it. But this game has 500 hours written all over it. It really does. This game looks like it's going to suck me right in. I may have to take time. If this game is good, guys, if this game is good, I'll be probably playing it for a long time because I do like the old Bethesda games. They've had me hooked. The Skyrims, Oblivion's, Morrowind, and obviously the Fallout series until 76, of course. So if it's all in that kind of thing, which it does look like it is, it looks like they've got their act together. Let's just hope it's not full of bugs, full of frame drops, full of bad optimization. Let's just hope this is... Can we get excited? No, we can't. We can't. We daren't. Now, I know I'll not get a key for this, but you will get my review in progress probably a day after it drops. I'll be hammering this the second it goes live, but I really can't see them giving me a key. I will ask as usual, but it generally falls on deaf ears with Bethesda, as it does with most AAA game companies. They do not like my channel because they know that I'll sniff out all the shit that's wrong with a game and tell people. And that's bad for sales. That's bad for sales. So there you go, guys. Starfield, for me, looks magnificent, and I cannot wait to play it. I hope it's Game of the Year. I really do, because, guys, we need to reset a high benchmark for AAA gaming. And just maybe, Bethesda may deliver that with Starfield. And if they do, all the other AAA companies are going to have to take notice, and they're going to have to get their finger out their arse and say, damn, somebody's made a good AAA game. That means we're going to have to scrap this pile of shite that we are making and rethink it, because that just looks fantastic and ours looks shite. Let's hope that's the case. Let's hope this is the revitalization of AAA that is sorely needed in the industry. Please be good.